man must yield results in the name of profit. So today it is easier to market music, film, pictures, motion pictures, whatever, than just 20 years ago. When I was an active producer, I was selling to Ghana and a few people. The mode of entry of my product to Nigeria and Cote d'Ivoire, I didn't know. If it becomes a hit in Sierra Leone, so be it. But today you sell to the world. By uploading, you've uploaded to the whole world. So let's take advantage of these times. And then I just want to thank you for coming. It's going to happen every first Tuesday of the month. Topics will keep changing, but definitely topical issues, areas we would want to learn. And like I said earlier, before we started, I said that free education, you'll find me first. Because education is expensive. So if I get it for free, I'll be the first to say, I have learned. I don't know about you. Frank, is it possible to get some of the audiovisuals of what we heard today so we can be listening in our bedrooms,
right?
Revision and all. Right. I didn't mention Mr. Isiajiman. Please thank him for us. He is the boss of GTA. He's got, the Americans will say he's got our back, yeah? Is it right to say that? Yeah. He's always for the arts. I'm sure some of you know him more than I do. Honorable Minister is here. I'm sure he should give us the closing remarks. So we should do the garnishing before we leave. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mark. So just to be, well, I'll just take the microphones around. We'll give just a minute each of a remark. Sadiq is here. He wanted to give a little highlight on the other side of marketing the content. So I'll give you the last opportunity and then we'll get the remarks. Madam will give the last remarks and then we'll be out of here. Thank you.
All right, so I wanted to speak a bit more on a part of it that Spikey, I'm sure perhaps it's escaped me, which is streaming. So I work for a streaming platform.
Yeah, let me introduce you. He's the CEO Ghana of Boomplay Music. Boomplay Music.
So I work for a music streaming platform called Boomplay Music. So essentially what we do is that we're just like Spotify, Apple Music, and stuff, and we help musicians monetize their content. So what we serve to do is that we spend time harnessing an audience. In Ghana, for instance, we've got 3 million users. In our 5 markets in Africa, we've got a total of 38 million users. What we do is these users is that they subscribe, which means that they pay money to access our app. So whatever content or music we put on there, the money they pay to us is what we give back to musicians. A percentage of it is what we give to musicians. In Ghana, for instance, we've got access to a number of music content from the musicians. Some of the we work mainly with what we call aggregators. So aggregators are the people that will take your music and then in turn give to us. The likes of Universal Music take content and give to us. Within the last 2 weeks, I think on the invitation of the Honorable Minister, the Universal Music boss and his team were in town and they've been engaging with some of the musicians because they want to be able to access their music and give to us. But beyond the likes of Universal, there is one that is easily accessible to a lot of musicians, which is TuneCore. You just have to go online on TuneCore. You can register and you can give them your music so they can distribute to us. Every month, every quarter, we make payments to them. What is going to happen with us is that eventually, because of the share numbers and the sizes, we're going to open it up. But I thought that you needed to know a bit more about streaming and how streaming works, so that you don't just create your music and give it free to the blogs. Most importantly, one of the key things you need to go when you're going into the streaming platforms, aside the likes of going through TuneCore, Universal Music and Co, is that you need to be aware how it works. When you give your music to a platform and it's sitting on the platform, you may not get the streams and in so doing the money that you should be making from it, because the more plays you get, the more money you get. That's how it works within the streaming space. Unlike the YouTube where you make money on the advertising. So the more streams, because these people that are coming on this platform already are paying money to subscribe and they are actively listening to the music. So whilst they are listening, whatever money that they've paid to subscribe, we have packages. Monthly, there's how much they pay. Quarterly, there's how much they pay. Some can just pay to listen to a particular playlist. So as they are listening, they've paid for it. You understand? So you need to know. And then a lot of the musicians are making money from streaming. We are trying to put the numbers, but in Nigeria, for instance, there's a whole talk that streaming is contributing to about 40% of the total earnings of the musicians. If you know how much the musicians are making from performances, 40% of their total revenue earnings is a big deal. And there's a whole conversation that within the next 5 years, it possibly may jump to about 60%, which means that it's a big deal and they're investing in it. So put your minds to it. If you don't have a TuneCore account already, try to create one. If you have access to a universal rep, try to see how you can strike a deal so they can represent you and give your contents to us. There's a likes of Africori, there's Me Promo in Ghana, there's Uprise Music. Uprise Music was one of the few people that in the last few weeks sent a mail to us to represent some of the musicians. And when you look at their catalog, they represent a number of you. So it's important you don't just create the music, understand. And I know there's a whole perception that lately active music users are listening to only fresh music. No, they are actually also listening to old music. I look at some of my numbers, and some of the songs that are on it are songs that have got a lot more streams. You'll be surprised. Are songs from some established artists. People are listening, and music is music. There's a whole thing. As I know in the industry in Ghana, we like to focus a lot more on fresh artists and shine the spotlight on them and promote them. But when it comes to streaming, it doesn't work like that. When it comes to streaming, because of the categorization and the playlisting, some old musicians do make some money. Who saw Ebo Taylor's streams from Spotify? When the Spotify numbers came, the artist that got the most streams from Ghana is Ebo Taylor. Ebo Taylor is 83 years and started to do music well past the ages of most of the chart toppers today. And Ebo Taylor got 8 million streams off Spotify. What does that tell you? It tells you that there's a market for you and you shouldn't actually give up. All your old catalogs is important. There's a section that we call classic on most of the streaming platforms. So if you're Kecho Kwame Appiah, for all you know, there's somebody making money off your music because you don't have an aggregator. So he's putting it up, and periodically he makes money. And there's a role performances also play in streaming. And then most importantly, activating. There's something you call activating your music. So you see a lot of these Nigerians coming and go. What they are doing is that they are activating their brand within your country. They come in, they get radio interviews, they play shows. Burna Boy was in town in December. When he came and left after the performance, we recognized that his streams on Boomplay from the Ghanaian section has shot up. So strategically, they are doing these things. You understand? So yes, as much as it's business, I know it's difficult. The investment is not easy to come by, but you need to avail yourself to all these things. Streaming is a lost frontier. Streaming is giving artists a lot of money. It's direct money sometimes to your account if you have direct deals. If it's with your aggregator, every quarter, every month. I know the artists don't like talking about it, but some of the top names you're talking in Ghana currently are making a lot of money from streams. But because there's no conversation on it more and more, that is why. But the good thing is that a lot of the platforms are coming now into Africa. They're setting offices in Ghana. They're having reps here. Universal came in here. They're planning to do a whole big deal. I'm sure the minister is aware. They had a meeting with the minister. They spoke to me about it. And there's a whole new thing that they are planning to do, for instance. So please put your yes on the ground. If these people are inaccessible, Me Promo, which is the parent company for GhanaMusic.com, is available. Speak to them. They're in touch with us. They take your content. There's the usual deals we do with them. Payment is done through them. So put your mind on streaming. It's very important. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So, yes, the executive officer of GTA, Ghana Tourism Authority, will give us a word.
All right, thank you very much. Good evening. First, I want to thank Mark, the Creative Arts Council, and our Honorable Minister for this opportunity. I believe we need more of this. I mean, if you think about the arts, for us in tourism, it's even worse what digitization is doing to the industry. Recently, we had a conversation with Airbnb. For all the work that we do, we have about, last year we did about 3,500 hotels going around, Airbnb, So we also now from registering all the hotels. Airbnb has 1,100 accommodation outlets in Ghana, and they have not gone anywhere. They have not bought fuel into any car, like we have done. They have not put people. And for hoteliers, it's a big deal. For taxi drivers, Uber is a big deal. So, but these are things that we cannot go on the street and demonstrate to stop it. Recently, I was in Madrid, and the whole taxi had gone off for about a week. Taxi drivers were on strike. I said, why are they on strike? They said they were on strike because of Uber. In London, it happened. The black cabs went on strike, but they couldn't stop it. So we need to embrace the technology that is coming. We cannot, it's never too late. I mean, as I was sitting here, now I've identified my next job. Really, there's money to be made in this digital space, and we need to take it serious. It's never too late. Thank you for coming. I believe we should do the digitalization about 10 times before we move to the next topic. Please. Mr. PJ will open a YouTube account today.
Yes, Mr. PJ is a special advisor to the minister. Just give us a word. Just give us a word. All right, Auntie Dinah.
Thank you.
Musical.
It's amazing. I'm really excited and I'm happy with this initiative. I believe, let's put our hands together for the minister thinking about this, because if we don't learn, if we don't practice what we are hearing, I mean, we'll go nowhere. And so I have learned something today. Because I have a Facebook account, I have a Facebook page. I got to know today that I can make more money on the Facebook page. I have both, but I've not been promoting to monetize. And so I've learned something new. It's amazing. I put 3 of my old CDs on CD Baby, and up till now, I get income. And it's amazing. I was talking to the minister, and I went online right now, and I saw they just sent a message that somebody has ordered for Gina Pinti. This is a track on an album released in 1993. So they just sent a message that the person has ordered one, and I can contact the person after a week to find out if he would want me to put him on my mailing list. I have not even set up mailing list. So what am I saying? We need to make stories about our products, our work, write good stories about it, so that we can let people know its worth. People can look out for it. If we don't write those stories, like the guy was saying, and make it available, people will not even be able to find it. And we need to write a lot about what we have produced, describe it well, explain things about it, make news about it, the people you use to do the work, both for music and film. And there's so much we can talk about. Just one track for more than years, you can still have news about it. And that is how you keep yourself current. I want to thank the ministry once again for this initiative, and I pray that we'll make good use of what we are learning. Thank you.
Thank you. So I'll move straight to the other end. Yes, Bill Samoa, please give us a word.
Thank you, Frank. Good evening. And I would like to say that I'm very happy to be here, and it's an honor. So much has been said about appreciation of the ministry and the Creative Arts Council in regards to this workshop. So I did not waste your time again on that. But thank you, President, thank you. 2 things that I'd want to say. Unfortunately, Spike is not here to answer that question for me, but I would have wished he was here to talk more about we actors. As I realize that it's centered much on music, but I've loved that the concentration should have shifted a little to actors, and that they try to help us to also know how we can also monetize probably our images, rather than the producers making money from us and giving us something better. And, secondly, this goes to my boss here. I've realized that unfortunately I'm not seeing much of actors here. I've only seen my sister and my big sisters and brothers here, but I thought I should see more of them. Because I'm coming here, I know he's there. Senior. And yes, but I would have wished more because I was coming. I was reading some of the platforms and then it's as if there's a little argument over there as people did not get the message early and all that. So I wish that next time, Frankie, you work on that for us. And you seeing me here tells that I'm coming from Kumasi and Ashanti region to be precise. And my humble plea is that in as much as we've seen arts going on and then much saying that it's going to happen here, I know the GTA boss is here and he will also sign to it that Kumasi Cultural Center, there is space there for us as well. So the plea is that if it happens here twice, it happens to Kumasi at least once, and we will appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Madam has said that. So next, Mr. Sukri Safo, Director.
This is a message from my minister. We're coming up with a program called the Unsung Diva. This is a program where we want to put young female artists on stage. Not the known ones. Yeah. The unknown ones, just like we have young musicians and we're always focusing on the guys. At this time, this program is specifically designed for female artists, upcoming artists. And this is coming from my minister. And let's do something, give platform to these young artists that they will not compete with the guys who will always bully them. Please, you will soon see the promo out. And if you have any young artists out there, please don't hesitate. With the kind support from the National Theatre, we will organize these shows there, give them the platform. Now we fix the theatre in Kofodia, and we take them out there across the country whilst we fix the theatres. And by the time we take them around, they've been giving them that exposure they need. And it will also be something they can put.
Thank you. So we'll take closing remarks from our Honorable Minister, Madam Catherine Afeku.
Unsung males and females, because there are lots of unsung young performers in this country that must not be left. There's one man sitting next to me. I know his performances, and I also know that he's a gem in this country. Until we hear of him, we're going to be thinking, what do we have such a performer in this country? So we must not leave them without. That's what I believe. So if it's in its infancy, kindly make sure it's for the young male and the female, so you can have the two categories running alongside each other, if it's okay to do so. Thank
you. Please, this is the first one. Let's do the female. When we finish, we'll come to the
Yes. It's fair.
We can put a close to that.
It's fair.
Commander, first we have to bring this beautiful initiative to a closure. I'd like for you all to appreciate Mr. Bandex, Sukri Safo, and the almighty Okreku Mante. When we talk about having focus groups, planning and discussing what really is the need to bring creative arts, the people who really matter in the industry, to a place where we can renew our minds, refresh our style, and also repackage ourselves. I think we've had a long discussion, a lot of mistrust of the Creative Arts Council because you felt they were not empowered enough to support. Well, now you are beginning to see that it takes foundation to build upon. GTA is here to bear testimony that it's been a long journey coming to reach where we are today. And when you take off with the project, this is my pet project, my initiative to ensure that Ghana will always be talking about the creative arts. The number of people who are visiting your industry to take it to the next level, if we don't prepare you, there will be some serious shortcoming. When you have MTV coming, BET coming, Nickelodeon coming, Universal Music coming, Tyler Perry coming to Ghana, we need the creative arts industry to be ready for the onslaught. So please, I want to reiterate this point. We have a lot of agencies. Creative Arts Council will be the focus for these masterclasses. We are going to take money from them. GTA will have to pay for this. We need resource people to come. When I walked in and I saw Spikey, I said he needs to do 3 more classes. Because we haven't even touched movies. There's a Ghanaian gentleman here called Ricky Kweku Walters. He's just been signed on this Netflix. He has a movie coming out on Ghana, on slavery. And we have a lot of artists here. We have a lot of video on demand that we can put on Netflix. But it takes children of the soil to come in as resource people, to guide us, to also help us shape our skills and tools. What we're doing here should not be taken for granted. Other nations are building the workforce in the arts sector. So this is the beginning. We are on the radio 24/7. We will have some criticism, but we need to come together, rally around this cause, that every month you will have your free education in creative arts. Digitalization is the future. Streaming is the future, but especially for the movie industry, video on demand. You can still watch yourself in Dazi if you really search who is getting the royalties and who is getting the money for them. These are the questions and the areas that I'm challenging my people here, especially old musicians. There's a whole section called classics. The 1960s, if you go on multi-choice, where they have the audio on demand, you see that you can still listen to James Brown. He's dead and gone, but royalties are being paid. Let us see this opportunity not as a political tool. That's why I insisted it should be open to all. All creative artists in the country must benefit from President Akufo-Addo's initiative. This is a pet peeve if the president sees us mushrooming as a big group. And for Bella Samoa, the program already, before it came out, Bandex signed off Kumasi, Tamale, Accra. Kumasi, Tamale, Accra. So we will rotate, because these were the areas that we felt if we congregate our master classes, we can get a lot more of the creative arts in those sectors. I want to reiterate that, please, as old artists, young artists, we are a team. We work together, we learn from each other. So it shouldn't be us versus them. We hold their hands, they learn from the experience, but you also learn from their new world. Shazam, Spotify, CD Baby, Flatter, Flip, so many of them. Those of us from the 60s, it's a new language. So they can help us and we can also help them. But attitude, discipline, work ethic, morals that we were brought up with in the same industry. Please, let's take these master classes very seriously. And most importantly, it's a networking session too for us. When we come, we jaw amongst ourselves, we share ideas. This year, GTA is going to organize the Year of Return, and a lot of the musicians, those who have come forth asking to be supported to go to the Caribbean as part of the High Life Bonanza, to travel across the Caribbean to sell Year of Return. They will be getting the support from GTA. They will take High Life it's music. Arts, culture, and even spoken word is becoming a new phenomenon. Let's embrace this, share with all of us, and I'm sure we have refreshments, but there will be other things that we will discuss if you come on a regular basis. Who knows, the next time Universal Music comes to Ghana, we will bring them here to also be part of the masterclass. The resource people will be rich, it will be entertaining, but above all, it will be educative. Come regularly on a monthly basis, and let this be our congregation where arts, culture thrives. If it becomes a solid program, we can even have a jazz evening after our session. So it's not just all work, it will be play as well. We are the creative sector, so we can blend what we are learning here. But for sure, digitization, we need more classes on this. And Sadiq, please, the women are disadvantaged in the creative sector. That is why we started this program. So let's see how it flourishes, and we will bring on board. And all the statistics we did, the young up-and-coming female artists have confidence issue and they struggle with coming out. And most of you will agree. Look at this meeting. The women are specs. So let's bring them along so it will enrich the discourse of the creative sector. Please support us to bring them up to par, and we will add the young men as well. On this note, I'd like to thank Matthew Mensah, our tourism ambassador. He's a Ghanaian, he looks like Obruni. He's a Ghanaian, half Danish, half Ghanaian, who brought home the man from Yendi, America and Britain, the new Netflix star. Those who are movie buffs and arts aficionados, I'll get together with Ricky, and then when they are ready to do their Netflix movie, extras, scripts, and all the things that come with the movie industry, have a chat with him so we can also fraternize even after this meeting. Once again, I want to thank you for supporting the ministry's initiatives. We need you to stay focused and to support the government